guys, it's Crystal here. I'm back with another review video for you guys, and before I get started, I do want to mention two things. A little disclaimer in the beginning of this video is that one, this video is going to be quite long because I'm essentially reviewing 5 different products, and 2, this is a sponsored video. I was reached out by a South Korean company to review some products in return for a 100% honest review video, so let's get started. So the company that reached out to me is called Joohky. You can purchase their products from Joohky.com, and they are a South Korean based company, so you know that the products you're purchasing, which is mainly South Korean products, are coming straight from their country of origin, which is nice to know. I also want to mention that they do offer worldwide shipping and they care a lot about customer service. So my experience with them has been the greatest customer service experience. They are pretty great and they're very kind, and they get to your messages or emails in a timely manner, so that's always a plus. Now, they did give me an option to choose 2 products, and then they sent me 3 other products of their choice. So the 2 products that I did choose is these 2 right here. Very beautiful. And then I don't have the 3rd product because it was a one-time use kind of thing, but the other products that they sent to me of their choice is these 2 right here. So I'm going to talk about these products individually so that I can also offer timestamps in my description box so that you don't have to watch the whole video. If you're not interested in the whole video, you can just choose the correct time for the specific product that you're interested in. So the first product I'm going to talk about is going to be the products that I had the choice of choosing. And the first product is this BB cushion right here. This is by Peach C. This is the Honey Glow Cover Cushion in the shade 2 Beige. This product retails for $25.70 and it has 15 grams of product. There is an SPF 50 plus PA double plus in the formula, and it does come in 3 shades. That's 1 ivory for numbers 17 to numbers 21, 2 beige from shade numbers 21 to 23, and 3 sand from numbers 23 to 25. The purpose of this cushion is not only to protect the skin from UV rays, but it whitens the skin and offers anti-wrinkling. It has a honey glow formula which allows the finish to stay dewy all day long, making your skin appear rejuvenated. It has long-lasting effects and will still look fresh on the skin without getting oily. It is lightweight and has high coverage to cover problem areas including redness, pores, and unevenness without getting cakey. In order for the cushion to do all of this, the formula consists of vitamin C, keeping the skin soft and smooth, honey extract, which moisturizes and nourishes the skin while protecting it and building up collagen, and viola tricolor extract to retain moisture and maintain the skin's water balance. So I am not going to offer any how to use this product in any of the product reviews. I feel like most of the products are kind of self-explanatory, so I'm going to go ahead and just quickly roll the clip of my first impression of the product. Today, I'm going to be doing my first impression of the Peach C Honey Glow Cover Cushion, and the shade that I have is number 2 in beige. So my face is ready to go, and I honestly really like the puff because it has that dip there, the teardrop shape, so it's easier to get in like the nooks and crannies of your face. And I also really like the color of the cushion so far. I also love how simple and beautiful the packaging is as well. Oh, this one actually barely has a scent. I don't know if you can see that, but this right here is just one very thin layer. That one thin layer has very little coverage. So I am gonna put a couple layers on to see how buildable it is, but I can already tell you guys that it's super lightweight and it looks really natural so far. But I'm just gonna go ahead and pack it on and see how I feel about it. There's 2 layers. I'm gonna do a 3rd layer. Okay. So this is 3 layers, no layers. So far the coverage is very buildable and it actually looks pretty natural. I'm gonna go ahead and just spread it to the rest of my face. Okay, so I put about 3 layers onto my whole face. So this is basically the end result. As you can see, there's still some of my acne scars and hyperpigmentation kind of peering out from the cushion. And I don't know if you can see, but there's some flakes around my nose that I don't think was really there before, or that I didn't notice, but it looks like the cushion clung onto. Like I mentioned, there's no scent to the cushion at all. I will let you guys know that it's still really, really lightweight. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a honey glow, so it's supposed to have some dewiness to it, but it doesn't have like that really unnatural dewy look to it right now. So that's not bad, but my face is kind of shiny, but it's really not that bad compared to other cushions that are supposed to give you that dewy look. It's still kind of like somewhat natural in a way. And I don't think the formula looks really, really cakey. When I was first patting it into my skin, I thought it was looking a little cakey, but it's starting to settle into my skin and it looks a little bit natural, so not too bad. Of course, I'm going to wear this throughout the day today without any touch-ups or without using any translucent powder, setting powder, or anything like that. So we're going to see how it goes or fares throughout the day, but it is pretty moisturizing as well. I feel like it's gonna be easy to transfer just because I'm not using any setting powder, and I already feel like it's lightly touching my face that it's transferring to my fingers, but we shall see. Hey guys, so it's been about 8 hours since I wore the cushion and don't have the same lighting because I used natural lighting earlier, but I just wanted to show off what I noticed. So after about 3 hours, I noticed, 2.5 to 3 hours, I noticed that my whole face is starting to get pretty shiny, especially around my nose. Pretty dewy-ish. Well, when I put it on, it looked dewy, but now it just looks oily. My nose still patching up right there. The flakes, it's a lot more evident now, and it's kind of started to cling on to the bumps of my skin after 8 hours. It's not as smooth as it was before. The coverage is still pretty decent. It still feels really, really lightweight on my face. The only thing is that I noticed is that I don't think the camera will show it, but in person, in real life, it has oxidized since I've used it. So it got a little bit more orange-ish, but the camera's definitely not showing it. It does kind of start to like crease up around my laugh lines though, so, and like cling on to the bumps of my skin. So I think that's like the main thing, and the oxidation that I can think of that are kind of like but other than that, not too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and keep using it for 2 weeks, and then I'll let you guys know how I feel at the end. Now that you guys know my first impression of the product, we're gonna go ahead and dive right into my 2-week impression of the BB cushion. So as always, I'm going to talk about what I enjoyed or the pros of the product first. Now I do want to talk about the shade range. I want to include it in the pros because I like how it offers, I mean, there's only 3 shades, but I like how it offers like 22 or 21 to 23 or so on and so forth, you know, like I mentioned earlier. And it's nice to have that because it's basically stating that these shades can go in between those specific shades. A lot of BB cushions do use those numbers, 22, 21. The most common shade numbers is actually 21, 22, and 23, I believe, or 24. Very rarely does it go anywhere past that. There are a couple of brands that do offer a lot of shade ranges. It's like more specific, and I like how this one has like an in-between for anyone who's like me that's in between certain shades. So the next thing I want to talk about is the packaging. I love this packaging. If you know me, I love simplicity and I like simple packages, and of course I love the brand name Peach C, and I like peaches and my name starts with the letter C, so you know, perfect. And I also love the fact that the cushion is also aesthetically pleasing to complement the case itself as well. It has a teardrop shape and it's a gradient effect right there. So yeah, I love the packaging. Of course, it's compact, easy to bring everywhere with you if you need to. I also want to talk about the scent of the cushion. There isn't much of a scent to it, but to me, I think it's quite pleasing, and it's very subtle, so it's not going to be in your face when you apply it. And yeah, it smells kind of sweet, so I really like the smell of this cushion, but that's only if you really smell it. But yeah, like I said, sweet scent, very subtle. There is buildable coverage on this cushion as well. A lot of cushions have very weak coverage, this product I would like to say has minimal to medium coverage, but it is buildable, which is very, very nice. It is also very moisturizing, which is very important in cushions, and I never felt like my skin felt stripped from the moisture throughout the day. There's a lot of cushions that I have tried where throughout the day my skin just felt drier and drier and drier, and that's because the formula of the cushion kind of started to suck the hydration out of my skin into the formula to make my skin to appear hydrated instead of feeling hydrated. But this not only looks moisturizing, but it feels moisturizing throughout the day as well. Like the description of the cushion mentioned, there is a natural dewy finish. It is very lightweight and it is long-term wear. I noticed that it stayed on quite some time without getting all over the place. It also offers long-term coverage. I noticed that certain parts of my face didn't really fade away with the coverage at all. I also want to note that this product is better for colder seasons or if you live in a drier area, just because it's very moisturizing and it has a dewy finish. I feel like if you live in more humid regions, it's a little bit too much, or it'll look a little too much. I also want to mention that I tried the product without setting it and I also tried with setting it, and I will say because I'm oily that it looks way better on me when it's set. When it's not set, it looks quite shiny because it's dewy and I'm also oily, like I said. But when I set it, it looks amazing. And most importantly, it didn't break me out at all. So I talked about some good things about the product. I do have a couple of things that I want to talk about that I didn't really enjoy about the BB cushion. So first things first, I know I mentioned this in the pros, I'll mention it in the cons as well. The shade range, I feel like a lot of Korean skincare companies have already been in the market for quite some time, and there's a lot of people that love to use BB cushions. I feel like they are still lacking in terms of the global consumers, and it's not just, you know, 1, 2, and 3 shade ranges. There's more beautiful skin ranges out there that a lot of Korean makeup companies should work on, and Peach C is one of them. Another thing I didn't really enjoy is the application process of the cushion. Now, I did like that the teardrop shape helps get into, you know, nooks and crannies of your face. However, if you don't pat very, very lightly, it creates a line that's coming from the edge of the cushion onto your face, and then you just have to go over it lightly to get rid of it. It's kind of annoying that way, and I feel like for me personally, application around my nose was the hardest, and I don't know why, especially right here, this area. Like, it was so hard for me to get in there. I had to press super hard just to cover the part right here of my nose. I feel like if the cushion was slightly thicker and bouncier, it might get that part, but yeah, I had a struggle every time I used this cushion covering that part right here. I do want to mention coverage as well. I know I said coverage is a pro, but it's also a con because it's very minimal. It is buildable, however, it builds to a certain degree and it just can't cover any more than that. If you have very dark scars like I do, it's very hard to cover them with just the cushion alone. It also transfers very easily. If you don't set it with powder, it's gonna transfer so much, and it does get quite annoying, but it won't transfer to the point where it's all gone. It's just some transferring there, but it does transfer easily. It does also crack and crease throughout the day. After about maybe, I would like to say 8 or 9 hours, it starts to show some creasing, and then by the time it gets to like 10 hours, it's gonna start cracking. Especially for me, is around, well, it's the case for all of the BB cushions, but it's always around this area right here, especially my laugh lines and right here. It also collects in patches around the nose quite easily. After about maybe 4 or 5 hours, it starts to collect and kind of crumple up around my nose, and it does cling on to bumps on my face. I noticed that it doesn't really smooth out the complexion per se. It really does cling on to the bumps, and to me, I feel like it's very noticeable. I feel like other people don't notice it as much, but I notice it. Now, I do want to mention that after 3 hours, my nose does start to get pretty shiny, and it's the average, about 3 hours it starts to get shiny, and it depends, I guess it depends what kind of environment you are in, but for me, the average is 3 hours, and of course, it's a lot faster when it gets humid. I also want to note that if you are living in more humid regions or there's a lot of moisture in the air and a little bit of heat or whatnot, the BB cushion does oxidize slightly to an orange-ish color. If you're living in colder regions or when the air is drier, I noticed that it doesn't really oxidize that much. And you're probably wondering, I only used it for 2 weeks. How would I know? Well, I live in Texas and the weather fluctuates so much here that it was easy for me to tell that it oxidizes when it gets humid. And the last thing I want to mention is that yes, it does break down after long wear. I will show a clip, but it starts to kind of like collect around my cheeks and my forehead and my chin after about 13-14 hours. So I would like to say the long wear is pretty impressive, but I wouldn't say it's like 12-hour, 13-hour, 10-hour day. It's probably more like an 8-hour day that it's able to hold up. Now, would I recommend this product? I think this product is great. It's good for all skin types. However, I would recommend it more towards people that have drier skin types or live in drier regions and need that extra moisturization. This product I wouldn't say is ideal for those who live in humid areas or have very, very oily skin. If you are the oily skin type but you want that dewy look, I would highly recommend that you do set it with powder throughout the day or double check on it. Highly recommend that you set it if you are oily skin type and you really want to use this cushion. The next product that I got to choose was this beautiful palette here. This is by Etude House and this is the Play Color Eye Palette Rose Balm. This retails for $27.57 on Joohky and there's 15 shades of various rose petal colors. The shades range from pink, coral to brown with matte or glittery finishes. So as you can see here, I didn't peel off the sticker quite yet, but very beautiful shades of colors here. Super pretty and perfect for the fall, I would like to say, or winter. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my first impression of the products, and my first impression is very much the same as my 2-week impression, so I'm not going to dive too much into that. But basically, like I mentioned, the shades are so beautiful. There's matte shades and glittery shades. The matte shades are a bit chalky. They do kind of like dust up, but the texture of all of them are quite nice. Very smooth and creamy, I would like to say, especially the matte shades. I would like to mention that the shades on this palette is not that pigmented, so that means you can build it up. I highly recommend using a eyeshadow primer prior to using this if you want a more intensified look or if you want it to stick a little better, because it's, like I said, quite chalky and dusty, so it takes a little bit more effort for it to stick on the eyelids. I am wearing some of the shades on my eyes right now. Didn't really pack it on too much, but I love that it's buildable because I don't really like intense shades right off the bat. That's just my personal preference. If you do like that, then you probably wouldn't like this shadow palette because it's really not that intense in the beginning. I also want to mention that this can be a pro or a con depending on what type of person you are, but the shades here, the glittery shades, are very subtle. I love shimmer, so if you can't tell, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I really love shimmer. I like it to sparkle and shine, and this was more shiny, not so much sparkly, so very, very subtle. I think the only shade that would really show the color is this super glittery one right here, but even then, this shade is very hard to work with. I tried to apply it on my eyes before, and it's just didn't really work with me unless I used eyeshadow primer, because I don't really use eyeshadow primer anymore. One, I have monolids, so my eyelids don't really fold, nor does it oil up, so I feel like I don't need eyeshadow primer. But for the glitter on this palette, that one, I definitely needed primer for it to stick, because other than that, it just whoosh right off. My recommendation, I do recommend this palette. Etude House honestly has one of the most beautiful palette shades out there. It's very, very subtle and buildable, so it's perfect for those who like to choose how intense their eyeshadow is. Some people really like subtlety and some people were like intense, so it's up to you whether you choose it or not. Yeah, I 100% do recommend this palette. I mean, the shades are so pretty, how could you not? Moving on to the next product here. Now I'm gonna talk about the products that the company actually chose to send to me. And one of them is this right here. This is the Juicyful Deep Cleanse Pores Deep Clay Cleanser, and this retails for $13.92. It has 150 grams or 5.29 ounces. This is a one-step clay cleanser containing clay that basically aids in cleansing off any makeup residue that is left on your face and skin wastes. It also removes excess sebum absorption and thick skin irritation from the pores. So it basically does deep pore cleansing to get rid of any impurities by absorbing them, controls excessive sebum by absorbing oils and excessively secreted sebum from the skin, and it exfoliates by gently removing dead skin cells from the surface without jeopardizing any moisture from your skin. This is meant for all skin types but highly encouraged for those who have excessive sebum production. And there is two options for this product. You can use it as a cleanser or a deep pore pack, basically. I didn't use it as a deep pore pack, I only used it as a cleanser. This is a 2-in-1 type of cleanser. I want to note that I've never heard of this brand Juicyful until I received the product, to be honest, and it's quite interesting. They sell very interesting products. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll the clip of my first impression of the cleanser. Hey guys, so I just took a shower, removed my makeup, and I am barefaced, and I am actually going to try the deep cleanse pores, the deep clay cleanser from Juicyful that I received. This is gonna be my first impression. Clay is really good for my skin type, especially, I mean, there's different kinds of clay that are meant for a specific kind of skin types, and I think on here, if I read the box, I think there was like kaolin clay. I think that was really good for like oily skin types and sensitive skin types, so it'll help detoxify. So can't wait to try it out, but my face is ready to go. So my first thought is that it doesn't really lather quite well. I don't know if it's because I didn't get enough product, I used too much water, I don't know what it is. Of course, I'm gonna keep using it for 2 weeks to see what's going on, but so far, lathering was kind of anticlimactic, to be honest. I do like to see a little bit more lather. Do like that my face doesn't really feel like irritated when I rinse it off, or dry. My skin doesn't feel dry at all. There's some cleansers that you will instantly feel like the moisture stripped from your face, but it doesn't feel like that with this cleanser. The scent is very, very minimal. It's there, but it's not gonna be like aggressively in your face, so I don't have any problems with the scent. Yeah, that's all I can really say about this cleanser as my first impression. Once again, I'm gonna use this for 2 weeks and I will get back to you guys. Now that you guys know my first impression of the cleanser, I want to talk about my 2-week impression of this cleanser. And I did use it morning and night every day for 2 weeks. And once again, I'm not going to include a how to use this product because it is a cleanser. I feel like it's self-explanatory. So I'm just going to dive right into the pros or what I liked about the product. First things first is that this product lathers very, very well. I noticed that in my first impression, it didn't lather that well. I feel like I didn't use enough product. I think their cleanser to the water ratio was very off, but now that I got it packed down, I noticed that it lathers very quickly and very beautifully, and it just glides so nicely on the skin. It has very nice smooth texture, so it's really easy to just cleanse the face. I also want to mention that it's quite gentle. I loved how gentle it was, and even though it was really, really gentle, it really cleansed your face. I tried using this with makeup on without removing it with an oil cleanser first, and it did a really good job with removing my makeup. When I used a toner cotton pad, I didn't notice that much product left over onto the pad. It's also not drying, which is very, very intriguing to me, that not only does it cleanse super well and it's gentle, I didn't feel like my skin was dry or tight at all. And I actually got very little to no breakouts at all from this cleanser, which is amazing. I didn't even go through purging with this product. Now that I talked about what I liked about the product, let's go ahead and talk about what I didn't really like about the product, which is very little. There's only 2 things I want to mention, and it is something that isn't even that important. But First things first is that when you first get the product, it's quite hard to squeeze out the product the first couple of uses. So to me, in the beginning, it was a little annoying because I was thinking, is this how it's gonna be every time I use this product? But after a while, it comes out very easily. So I was just overreacting. But yeah, in the beginning, it's gonna be a little hard to squeeze it out, and it makes sense because it is a clay cleanser. And the second thing I wanna mention is that, like I said, not important, but whenever I cleanse my face with this cleanser, it does collect in the cracks of my lips, and just rinsing my face like this doesn't really do anything, so I kind of have to scrub a little hard to get it off, but livable, not very important. And would I recommend this product? I actually would. I think it's perfect for all skin types, especially anyone who has excessive sebum production or oily skin type. This is perfect. And like I said, it didn't break me out at all. I think it helped prevent breakouts, to be honest. And I think it's thanks to the clay that's in the product here, because those who secrete a lot of sebum are better partnered with clay-like products. So I think that's the case for me here. And I really love this cleanser so much. This is the second cleanser that I actually fell in love with instantly. And so I was very surprised that I would love this cleanser so much, considering how I was getting frustrated with pushing it out the first time. But after a couple, 2 uses, I would like to say 2 or 3 uses, I fell in love with this cleanser because I was actually scared of skin purging because my skin was slowly getting better, but my skin did not purge with this product at all. My skin loves this cleanser. So I would definitely highly recommend it for anyone in the market for a cleanser. And if you have oily skin type, then I highly recommend it. If you have dry skin type, it's totally fine. You can use it too because, like I mentioned, it is gentle and it's not drying at all. But I can't really rave this product enough. I wish I knew about this cleanser sooner. Now, the next product that I want to talk about is also from Juicyful, and this is chosen by the company for me to try out. This is the Into the Dream Deep Sleep Spray. This retails for $20.56. There's 100 milliliters of product in here, or 3.38 fluid ounces. This is a pillow or bed spray with a gentle aroma that lasts for a long time to help ease your mind and body, allowing you to fall into a deep sleep. This product contains a lavender scent to help sway you to sleep in a healthy way. So basically, the theta waves in the lavender helps induce sleep by improving the slow wave sleep. It relieves physical muscle tension and mental stress. And this is made up of 100% harmless ingredients and is perfect for those who have insomnia. So I thought it was really interesting that I got this product because I actually do suffer from insomnia. It's really bad. I usually get maybe 4 to 5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky, and sometimes, most of the time, I get maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep. And my issue is that I have a very hard time falling asleep, and I also wake up throughout the night maybe 2 to 3 times a night. So I thought it was really interesting that they didn't really know who I am, but they decided to send this product for me to try because I do have insomnia and it's quite bad. And I have tried melatonin gummies, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Very rarely does it work and knock me out. So yeah, it does. I don't really like depending on things that I have to consume to fall asleep, to be honest. It's just a personal preference. There's nothing wrong with people who use it. I'm just really stubborn and I hate medicine and I hate taking things like that. I'm gonna go ahead and say that my first impression of the product, because I only had one, was that the scent was very strong. And yeah, that was my first impression. That was all I could think of at the moment, because if you watched my past videos, you would know that I'm quite sensitive to smell. So yeah, the smell was very strong. And low-key, the first time I tried it, it gave me a little bit of a headache. So I couldn't really focus on how well the product worked. But I did use it every day for 2 weeks, and I do have some pros and some cons to the spray. Like the other previous products, let's dive right into the pros, or what I liked about the product. So first things first is it's a spray. You know, it's not something that I'm consuming into my body, which is a plus for me. And I like the fact that it was a spray. I also really like the pump on this. Like, so easy to spray, and I really like the design on it. So just a weird personal preference of mine. I just like that part. I will say that the scent, after I got used to the initial spray, is very calming. It definitely did calm me down, and help me get relaxed. It did actually help me sleep without any interruptions. Like I mentioned, I wake up 2 to 3 times in the night or whenever I do go to sleep, and this has actually helped me sleep throughout my whole sleep. I didn't have any interrupted sleep at all, so that was really, really good. I think that that's a bonus on this product. Now, I do want to talk about the things I didn't really enjoy the product or the cons, and basically, I'm not a huge fan of lavender scents, to be honest. If I'm gonna be really honest, I don't like the way lavender really smells. I don't like the scent of lilac. I don't like lavender. I don't like chamomile. It's very odd. I don't like those smells. Another thing I want to mention about the scent is that it's not very long lasting like it mentions. I think either I got used to the smell or something, but after like maybe 15 minutes, I don't smell it at all. I would have to like concentrate really hard to like be able to smell it. And the last thing, which is the most important thing, is that it doesn't really knock me out, to be honest. It says that it'll be able to sway you to sleep. I was still eyes wide open, brain functioning forever, trying to sleep, and I can't sleep. Like once I do get to sleep, I don't have any interruptions in my sleep, which is nice, but I have to get through the process of falling asleep first. And this spray didn't really do that for me. So I feel like that part was kind of a flunk in my terms. So in my specific case, because I do have severe insomnia, I don't really recommend this product for those who have very severe insomnia. But if you're insomnia or you can't sleep for certain days, or you don't really have insomnia, but lately you've been having some trouble sleeping, I do recommend this product because it did really help calm me down. It gave me non-interrupted sleep, which is great. It's just, if you really do have strong cases of insomnia, this is probably not the product for you. Yeah, so that is my thought on the spray. It's a genius idea though. So the last product is, I don't have it because I used it already, but it is the Juicyful Sensitive and Calming Mask, the Hibiscus one. It is 93 cents, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll the clip of my first impression of the product because it has all the information on there as well. So tonight, I'm going to be using the Calming Energy Care Sheet Mask from Juicyful that I received in the box from Joohky. I think I'm saying that right. And this mask is a sensitivity soothing mask that contains hibiscus sabdorifa flower that helps deliver potent exfoliation and soothing care to the skin, while panthenol aids in the retention of skin moisture. So this is a sensitive and calming mask, and once again it contains hibiscus in it. I just cleansed my face and everything, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take this out and use it. And I'm gonna wear this for 20 minutes. All right, so it's been 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the mask. It's still really wet. I just like these materials, or the hydrogel ones, because those just seem to cling onto the skin a lot better than like the pure white cotton ones. I think those were the material of it. Those usually kind of lift off my face after a while, but this one sticks on for quite some time, so I like these kind of materials. On top of that, I don't know if it has to do with my house being cold, but it was cooling the entire 20 minutes. My face does feel really hydrated. It feels calm. It looks calm, but I mean, I don't think there's too much of a difference prior to using the mask, but my skin does feel a little bit more plump and rejuvenated and calm. I don't really have any complaints over this mask. I know this video was so long. I'm so sorry. And check out the links and check out Joohky, because honestly, Joohky's customer service was amazing, and they have a wide variety of products on there and brands I've never even heard of. So it's really nice to try it out. And yeah, I am so thankful for anyone who watched the whole video throughout. So thank you so much. I know this video is really long. And thank you so much, Joohky, for sending these products to me. Also, thank you for introducing Juicyful in my life. I'm definitely gonna repurchase this cleanser. I love it so much. This wraps up the video here. I hope you guys found every single product information really helpful. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to comment in the comment section down below and ask your questions, or you can even reach out to me on Instagram at peachycrystal. And once again, I hope you found this video really helpful. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye!